Cole Maddox's home office had always been his sanctuary, a place where the polished mahogany desk, carefully organized files, and wall of professional achievements reflected the order he'd built his life around. But tonight, that order was crumbling as he stared at the stack of credit card statements spread before him. Each page another crack in the foundation of trust he'd spent decades building. The setting sun painted amber streaks across his desk, highlighting numbers that refused to make sense. Or rather, made too much sense once he knew where to look. His fingers drummed against the wooden surface, a nervous habit he'd picked up during 23 years of marriage to Serena. "Just look at the patterns," he muttered, reaching for his reading glasses. "Follow the money." His daughter had always been responsible with money until recently. The past few months had seen a steady stream of requests for help, each accompanied by a seemingly plausible explanation. School supplies, textbook fees, an unexpected car repair. But as he scrutinized the statements, patterns emerged that set off warning bells in his mind. The phone on his desk buzzed, illuminating with a familiar name. Another text from Ivy. "Dad, hate to ask, but I need help with the course fee. $500. Can you transfer it tonight? It's kind of urgent." Cole leaned back in his chair, the leather creaking softly as he exhaled. The request was eerily similar to ones he'd received all month, already totaling $2,000. His fingers hovered over the keyboard, muscle memory ready to type his usual response. That's what fathers did, right? They provided. They supported. They trusted. But something made him hesitate. He picked up one of the statements again, this time focusing on a series of charges from local restaurants. The dates and times formed a pattern he couldn't ignore. Tuesday afternoon, 2:30 p.m. at La Maison downtown. Thursday, 3:15 p.m. at the Capitol Grill, when Ivy was supposed to be in advanced economics and business law respectively. The sound of heels clicking on hardwood drew his attention to the doorway. Serena stood there, a vision in her charcoal business suit, dark hair falling in elegant waves that framed her face. Her lips curved into that same smile that had captured his heart all those years ago at law school. "Everything okay, honey?" she asked, leaning against the doorframe. "You've been up here for hours." Cole carefully kept his expression neutral as he gestured to the papers. "Just looking over some financials. Ivy's been asking for more help lately. I'm a bit concerned." Something flickered across Serena's face, so brief he almost missed it. A micro-expression that didn't match her concerned mother act. Fear. She crossed the room. Her perfume was that new? Preceding her as she placed a manicured hand on his shoulder. "She's just going through a rough patch," she said, her voice carrying that lawyer's confidence he'd once admired. "You know how expensive college is these days. Between books, fees, living expenses." "Interesting you should mention expenses," Cole said, shuffling through the statements. "Some of these charges seem unusual for a college student." Her hand tightened almost imperceptibly on his shoulder. "Oh." La Maison, the Capitol Grill, the Four Seasons downtown. He looked up at her. "Pretty high-end for study sessions, don't you think?" "She probably went out with friends," Serena said quickly. Too quickly. You know how kids are these days, always trying to impress each other on social media. During her class times? A pause. Brief, but telling. "I'm thinking of sitting down with her," he continued, watching Serena carefully. "Go through her spending, help her create a budget. Maybe even meet some of these friends she's spending so much time with." The hand on his shoulder grew tense. "Oh, I wouldn't worry too much. She's an adult now. We need to let her figure these things out on her own." Just then, Serena's phone chimed. She pulled it from her pocket, glanced at the screen, and quickly tucked it away. But not before Cole caught a glimpse of the name. Graham. "Work emails," she said, already backing toward the door. "You know how it is, clients never sleep. Don't stay up too late worrying about this." After she left, Cole turned back to the statements with renewed purpose. He pulled up his banking app, reviewing recent transfers to Ivy's account. The amounts varied, but they were regular. Too regular. Like clockwork, every 2 weeks, she needed help with something. He opened his laptop and began a deeper dive. Credit card statements, bank transfers, everything he could access as the account holder. Hours ticked by as he created a spreadsheet, mapping out patterns, cross-referencing dates and times. The picture that emerged made his stomach turn. At first glance, the expenses looked legitimate. But when he started categorizing them, red flags appeared everywhere. Restaurant charges for two at high-end establishments when Ivy claimed to be studying. Hotel charges disguised as school fees. Cash withdrawals that coincided with supposed textbook purchases. Then he spotted it, a name that made his blood run cold. Graham Slater. He'd heard Serena mention that name before a colleague from her firm. New partner. Rising star. Why was his name showing up on Ivy's expenses? Cole's fingers flew across the keyboard, pulling up more records. There it was again, and again. Graham Slater's name, woven through the financial web like a poison thread. No, he whispered, pushing back from the desk. No, no, no. He clicked through family photos on his phone, searching for clues he might have missed. Last month's family dinner, Serena smiling, her arm around him, Ivy beaming at the camera. The perfect family portrait. But now he saw what he'd missed. The way Serena's smile didn't quite reach her eyes. How Ivy's gaze slid away from the camera. The careful distance between mother and daughter, sharing a secret. His phone buzzed again. Dad? About that transfer? The fee is due tonight. Cole's hands shook as he set the phone down without replying. The betrayal cut deep enough from Serena, but Ivy? His little girl? All those memories flooded his mind. Teaching her to ride a bike in the park, holding her through her first heartbreak, staying up late helping her study for exams, walking her through her first college applications. While he'd been building their future, they'd been systematically betraying him. The next morning, Cole maintained his routine with mechanical precision. He showered, dressed in his best suit, kissed Serena goodbye as she headed to the office. Each gesture felt hollow. Each word of affection from her lips now carried the bitter taste of lies. Dinner tonight? She asked, adjusting his tie like she had thousands of mornings before. I might have to work late, but I should be home by 7. Working late. With Graham? Sure, he said, forcing a smile. I'll pick up something from that Italian place you like. You're the best, she said, kissing his cheek. Love you. The words turned his stomach. At work, he made 3 crucial calls. First, to his bank. This is Cole Maddox. I need to make some changes to my accounts. Yes, I want to remove all secondary access. No, don't notify the other cardholders. Yes, I understand this is unusual. I take full responsibility. Second, to his lawyer, Richard Chun. Rich, I need to meet. Today. No, it can't wait. Yes, it's about Serena. I have evidence. I need everything ready before she knows what's happening. Third, to a private investigator recommended by Richard. I need surveillance on 2 people. Yes, I have their schedules. I want everything. Photos, video, audio, if possible. Money is no object. By lunch, the wheels were in motion. All of Ivy's credit cards were quietly canceled. Access to the family accounts would be restricted by end of day. The PI would begin gathering concrete evidence of the affair. His phone lit up with panicked text from Ivy. Dad, my card just got declined. Is something wrong with the account? He stared at the message, remembering all the time she'd called him in tears over much smaller problems. How he'd always dropped everything to help her. Now each cry for help felt like another twist of the knife. Must be a system error, he typed back. I'll look into it. The lie felt bitter, but appropriate. They'd taught him how this game was played. That evening, Ivy showed up at the house unannounced. Cole watched from his office as she rushed past, heading straight to find Serena in the kitchen. Their hushed voices carried up the stairs urgent, worried tones that confirmed everything he'd pieced together. Mom, all the cards are declined. Ivy's voice trembled. He's going to figure it out. Lower your voice, Serena hissed. Your father's upstairs. I don't care. This is serious. What if he traces the payments to Graham? He won't. We've been careful. Just give me time to figure something out. I'll talk to Graham tomorrow. And what am I supposed to do until then? I have bills due. Use cash. I'll get you some tomorrow. Just stay calm and act normal. Cole's hands clenched into fists as he listened to them plot. Every word was another betrayal. Another confirmation that the 2 people he trusted most had turned against him. He thought about storming downstairs, confronting them both. But no, this required a cooler head. They played him for a fool for months, maybe longer. Now it was his turn to play the game. He waited until he heard Ivy leave before heading downstairs. Serena was in the kitchen, preparing dinner as if nothing had happened, as if she hadn't just been conspiring with their daughter to hide her infidelity. "Everything okay?" he asked, keeping his voice casual. "I thought I heard Ivy." Serena startled slightly, nearly dropping the knife she was using to chop vegetables. "Oh yes," she said, not meeting his eyes. "She just stopped by to borrow some books for class." "Books?" He leaned against the counter, watching her hands shake slightly. "Anything specific?" "Just, course materials. Business law stuff." She turned away, pretending to check something in the oven. "How was your day?" "Interesting," he said, noting how she tensed at the word. I've been thinking about taking you away for a weekend. Maybe to that hotel downtown you like so much. The Four Seasons?" The knife paused mid-chop. The same hotel that had shown up multiple times on Ivy's credit card statements. "Oh, I don't know if I can get away from work right now," Serena stammered. "Big case coming up. Graham and the team, we're all really busy." "Graham?" Cole kept his tone light. "That's the new partner, right? You've mentioned him before." "Yes, he joined last year." She turned away, fussing with dishes in the sink. "Nothing special. Just another colleague. She was sleeping with while their daughter helped cover her tracks." "Maybe I'll stop by your office tomorrow," he suggested. "We could do lunch. I haven't seen the new office setup since the renovation." The sound of a plate slipping and clattering in the sink was answer enough. "No," Serena said quickly, then forced a laugh. "It's sweet of you to offer, but tomorrow is packed with meetings." "Rain check." "Sure," Cole said, turning to leave the kitchen. "Rain check." In his office, he pulled up the PI's preliminary report. Graham Slater, 45, divorced. Recently made partner at Serena's firm. Multiple witness accounts placed them together outside of work hours. Hotel records, restaurant receipts, all matching perfectly with the trail of breadcrumbs in Ivy's expenses. His phone buzzed with another text from Ivy. "Dad, please. I really need help with these payments. Can we talk? Please?" He thought about all the times he'd dropped everything to help her, how he'd always prided himself on being there when she needed him. Now he knew what she really needed: money to help her mother maintain her affair. Cole typed back a simple response, "No." Then he began making plans. They wanted to play games with his trust? Fine. But he would make damn sure they understood the cost of their deception. Over the next few days, Cole meticulously documented everything. Every charge, every lie, every piece of evidence that showed how his wife and daughter had conspired against him. He recorded their whispered conversations when they thought he couldn't hear. He noted every time Serena mentioned working late with the team, every time Ivy made up an excuse for needing money. The facade began to crack under the financial pressure. Ivy's desperate texts became more frequent. "Dad, my rent is due. Please, I can't afford my textbooks. Just talk to me, please." Serena grew distracted, checking her phone constantly. Both of them watched him with worried eyes, trying to gauge if he suspected anything. He caught them whispering in corners, their conversation stopping abruptly when he entered a room. He played his part perfectly. Concerned father, loving husband, all while systematically dismantling the financial support they'd taken for granted. One evening, about a week after discovering the truth, Cole sat in his office reviewing the final confirmations from his lawyer. Everything was in place. All accounts secured. Evidence documented. Divorce papers ready. A soft knock at his door made him look up. Ivy stood there, tears streaming down her face. "Daddy, can we talk?" The childhood name struck him like a physical blow. How long had it been since she called him that? Now here she was playing the daddy's girl card when she needed something. "Come in," he said, his voice carefully neutral. She perched on the edge of the chair across from his desk, looking small and vulnerable, just like she had as a child when she'd done something wrong and knew she was about to be caught. "I know you canceled the cards," she said quietly, "and froze my access to the accounts." "Yes. Why?" Cole leaned back, studying his daughter's face. The face he'd loved unconditionally for 20 years. The face that had lied to him countless times. "I think you know why, Ivy." She paled slightly, but held his gaze. "Dad, please. Whatever you think is going on, stop." His voice cut through her attempted deception like a blade. No more lies. No more games. I know everything. Everything. Graham Slater. The hotels. The restaurants. How you've been helping your mother hide her affair. All of it. Ivy's facade crumbled. Tears spilled down her cheeks. Daddy, I can explain. Explain what? His voice remained deadly calm. Explain how you helped your mother betray me. How you took money from me, money I worked hard to earn, and used it to help her deceive me. She's my mother, Ivy whispered. She needed my help, and I'm your father. The father who has supported you, loved you, given you everything you ever needed. And this is how you repay that love? By helping destroy our family? I didn't want to, she sobbed. She came to me. She said she was unhappy. She said if I didn't help her, she manipulated you? Cole's laugh held no warmth. You're 20 years old, Ivy. An adult. You made an adult decision to betray me. Don't try to play the victim now. Please. She reached across the desk, trying to take his hand. He pulled back, watching her flinch at the rejection. I'm sorry. I didn't know what else to do. You could have told me the truth. You could have been loyal to the parent who's never betrayed you. Instead, you chose to be complicit in your mother's adultery. What's going to happen now? She asked, her voice small. Now. Cole's smile was cold. Now you get to experience the consequences of your choices. No more financial support. No more daddy's money to fund your mother's infidelity. You're an adult, Ivy. You made an adult decision to betray me. Now you can face adult consequences. But my tuition, my rent, not my problem anymore. He turned back to his computer, dismissing her. You chose your side in this. Live with it. Dad, please. Get out. Ivy sat there for a moment longer, crying silently. When she realized no comfort would be forthcoming, she stumbled to her feet and fled the office. Cole listened to her footsteps as she ran down the stairs. Heard the front door slam. A car engine started and faded into the distance. A few minutes later, Serena's voice called up from below. Cole, is everything all right? I just got a hysterical call from Ivy. He didn't respond. Let her worry. Let her wonder. Through his office window, he watched Serena pace in the backyard, phone pressed to her ear. Her free hand gesticulated wildly as she spoke in hushed but urgent tones. Even from this distance, he could read the panic in her body language. His computer chimed with a new email from the PI. More photos. More evidence. He opened the attachment and felt his jaw clench. There they were, Serena and Graham, leaving a restaurant together. His hand on the small of her back. Her leaning into him, laughing at something he'd said. The timestamp showed yesterday afternoon, during one of her supposed client meetings. Another photo, them entering the Four Seasons. The same hotel that had appeared so many times on Ivy's credit card statements. The same hotel where he and Serena had celebrated their 20th anniversary just last year. His phone buzzed with a text from Serena, coming up to talk. We need to discuss Ivy. Cole closed the photos and pulled up his email. He had 2 draft messages prepared for exactly this moment. One to his lawyer, giving the green light to proceed with everything they discussed. Another to the PI, authorizing the release of evidence to specific parties. He heard Serena's footsteps on the stairs, quick, determined clicks of her heels. The sound of a woman who thought she was still in control of the situation. Without hesitation, he sent both emails. Cole. Serena appeared in the doorway, her perfect composure slightly frayed around the edges. What's going on? Ivy's absolutely distraught. He turned to face her, studying the woman he'd loved for over 2 decades. The mother of his child. The architect of his betrayal. Interesting that you'd rush up here about Ivy, he said calmly, but you haven't once asked about the credit cards or the accounts. She froze, her hand tightening on the doorframe. What do you mean? The cards that were declined, the accounts that were frozen, the financial support that's been terminated. He leaned back in his chair. Funny how you knew about all that without me telling you. Ivy mentioned, stop lying, Serena. His voice was soft, but carried the weight of steel. You're not in a courtroom now. This isn't a case you can win with clever arguments. Color drained from her face. Cole, whatever you think, the Four Seasons yesterday at 2:30 p.m., you and Graham seemed very comfortable together. Tell me, was that a client meeting too? She took a step back, her designer heel catching on the carpet. You had me followed? I had the truth followed. It led straight to you. And to our daughter, who you corrupted into helping hide your affair. It's not what you think. Really? He pulled up the spreadsheet he'd created. Should we go through it? Every hotel visit? Every romantic dinner? Every lie you told me while our daughter helped cover your tracks? Or should we talk about how you used my money I earned working 60-hour weeks to finance your infidelity? Serena's lawyer mask cracked completely. Please let me explain. No. Cole stood, his chair scraping against the hardwood floor. I'm done with explanations. Done with lies. Done with both of you. Both of us? Cole, leave Ivy out of this. She was just trying to help her mother destroy her other. To assist in ripping apart her family? Don't try to protect her now. She made her choice. Tears welled in Serena's eyes. Real ones this time, not the carefully calculated drops she used to win over juries. What are you going to do? I've already done it. He gestured to his computer. The divorce papers have been filed. Evidence has been sent to your firm's ethics board. Everything you and Graham tried to hide is about to become very, very public. You can't. I can. I did. You taught me well, Serena. You showed me exactly how to play this game. The only difference is I'm better at it. She staggered back as the full impact of his words hit her. This will ruin my career. Yes. And Ivy will learn that actions have consequences. Just like her mother. Serena's knees buckled, and she grabbed the doorframe for support. Please, Cole. We can work this out. Go to counseling. Start over. He walked to the window, looking out at the life they'd built together. The manicured lawn. The garden she'd loved. The tree house he'd built for Ivy when she was 7. All of it built on a foundation of lies. There's nothing to work out, he said without turning around. Nothing to save. You and Ivy killed everything I thought we had. Now you both get to live with that decision. Cole, get out of my office, Serena. Go call Graham. Tell him how your perfect plan fell apart. Tell him how you lost everything trying to have it all. He heard her choked sob, followed by the rapid click of heels retreating down the hallway. A few minutes later, the front door opened and closed. A car engine roared to life, tires squealing on pavement as she fled. Cole sat back down at his desk, pulling up his email again. Messages were already coming in from his lawyer, confirming that everything was proceeding as planned. The PI had delivered the evidence packages. The wheels of destruction were in motion. His phone lit up with texts from both Serena and Ivy. Please don't do this. We can fix this. I'm sorry. Daddy, please. He turned off the phone without responding. They'd had their chances, made their choices. Now they would face the consequences. The sun had set completely now, leaving his office in shadows. But for the first time since discovering their betrayal, Cole felt clear, focused. The pain was still there, a deep ache in his chest where trust used to live. But it was accompanied by something else now. Purpose. They wanted to play games with his trust? Fine. But he would make damn sure they understood the cost of deception. The 43rd floor of Seattle's Columbia Center offered a view that matched Richard Chin's legal reputation: expansive, impressive, and extremely exclusive. Cole stood at the floor-to-ceiling windows of his lawyer's corner office, watching morning fog curl around neighboring skyscrapers while Richard reviewed the latest surveillance reports. Your PI doesn't miss anything, Richard said, adjusting his wire-rimmed glasses as he spread photos across his mahogany desk. Look at this timestamps, locations. I even got audio in some cases. Graham and Serena have gotten sloppy. Cole turned from the window, his reflection ghosting against the city backdrop. They think they're untouchable, that I'm too blind or too weak to act. Speaking of acting, Richard held up a particular photo. Here they are at Canlis last night, during what your wife claimed was a late client meeting. Cole took the photo, his jaw tightening. Serena and Graham sat in a corner booth, his hand covering hers on the white tablecloth. Her wedding ring caught the restaurant's soft lighting. She didn't even bother to take it off, Cole said, his voice dangerously quiet. The ring I gave her. 23 years. And she wears it to dinner with him. There's more. Richard pulled out his tablet. Security footage from the Four Seasons lobby. Watch. The video showed Serena and Graham entering the hotel, his hand on the small of her back. She was laughing at something he'd said, leaning into him with casual intimacy. "That's from Tuesday," Richard said. According to her firm's billing records, she was in depositions all afternoon. Cole's laugh held no humor. "Depositions? Is that what they're calling it now? The evidence is overwhelming, Cole. But what's your endgame here? Standard divorce proceedings would be straightforward enough." "I don't want straightforward." Cole placed the photo back on the desk with deliberate care. "I want nuclear." Richard leaned back in his chair, studying his client. "Define nuclear." "I want everything they've built to burn. Their careers, their reputations, their perfect little world, all of it. Even Ivy's part in it. Especially Ivy's part." Cole pulled out his phone, showing Richard a recent text from his daughter. "Dad, Mom's crying herself to sleep. Please talk to us. We can still fix this." Richard adjusted his glasses. "She's still trying to play mediator?" "They both are. Listen to this voicemail Serena left yesterday." He played the message. "Cole, please. I know I made a terrible mistake. But think about our family, about Ivy. 23 years of marriage has to mean something. Call me back. We can work through this." "Sounds rehearsed," Richard observed. "Everything about her is rehearsed." But here's the interesting part. Cole pulled out another document. While she was leaving that message, begging for reconciliation, she was meeting with divorce attorney Patricia Morrison. "My PI got photos of her leaving the office." Richard's eyebrows shot up. "Morrison? She's known for aggressive settlements. Rarely leaves anything for the other spouse." "Exactly. Serena's playing both sides, trying to keep me calm while she prepares for war." Cole's smile was cold. "But I'm better at war than she thinks. Walk me through what you want." Step by step, Cole began pacing the office, his expensive shoes silent on the thick carpet. "First phase is already done, financial isolation. I've frozen accounts, canceled cards, restricted access. They're feeling the squeeze." "How are they responding?" "Ivy called me 12 times yesterday about her rent. Serena tried to access our investment accounts, but found herself locked out." "Graham." Cole's smile widened slightly. "Graham's discovering that 5-star hotels expect actual payment." "And phase 2? Reputation destruction." Cole stopped pacing, turning to face Richard. "I want everything public. The affair, the financial manipulation, Ivy's role in covering it up. I want their perfect facade shattered in front of everyone who matters to them." Richard opened another folder. "Timing is crucial for maximum impact. When do you want to move?" "The Morrison Foundation Gala is next week. Serena's firm is hosting. All the partners will be there, including Graham, along with half of Seattle's legal community. Very public venue." Richard made some notes. "Any specific strategy?" "I've prepared a presentation. Photos, receipts, text messages, everything documenting their betrayal. I want it displayed on every screen in that ballroom." "That's..." Richard paused. "Nuclear. That's the point." Cole's voice was ice. "I want everyone to see exactly who they are. Every colleague, every friend, every client. I want their carefully constructed lies to collapse in front of everyone they've fooled." The intercom buzzed. Richard's secretary's voice came through. "Mr. Chun, Serena Maddox is here. She's demanding to speak with you." Cole and Richard exchanged looks. "Perfect timing," Cole said softly. "Let's see how the great lawyer handles confrontation." "Send her in," Richard called out. The heavy oak door burst open. Serena strode in, her Louboutins clicking against the hardwood floor where the carpet ended. She wore a cream-colored Chanel suit that probably cost more than most people's monthly salary, but stress had left its mark. Dark circles shadowed her eyes, partially concealed by expensive makeup. Her hands trembled slightly as she clutched her designer handbag. "How dare you?" she spat at Richard. 20 years you've been our family lawyer. 20 years of trust, and this is how you repay it." "Mrs. Maddox," Richard replied calmly, "I represent Cole's interests. Given the circumstances..." "The circumstances?" She whirled to face Cole, her voice rising. "Is that what we're calling your vindictive crusade?" Cole met her gaze steadily. "Interesting choice of words from someone who's been sleeping with her colleague while our daughter plays lookout. Don't you dare bring Ivy into this." "You brought her into it," Cole shot back, his voice deadly quiet. "You turned our daughter into your accomplice. Was it your idea or hers to use my money to fund your hotel meetings with Graham? Color flooded Serena's cheeks. You have no proof. Actually, Richard interrupted, sliding a thick folder across his desk. We have extensive proof. Would you like to start with the hotel receipts? The restaurant bills? Or perhaps the text messages between you and Graham coordinating your business meetings? Serena's hands shook as she opened the folder. Her face went pale as she flipped through page after page of documented betrayal. How did you? I'm thorough, Cole said, stepping closer. Unlike you and Graham. Sloppy, really. Using the same hotels. Meeting during office hours. Having our daughter cover your tracks with my money. Cole, please. Serena's lawyer mask cracked, revealing raw fear beneath. Whatever you're planning, you'll find out soon enough. He turned to Richard. Are we done here? One more thing. Richard pulled out another document bound in blue legal paper. Serena, this is a courtesy copy of the divorce filing. You'll be formally served tomorrow at your office. She snatched the papers, her legal training kicking in as she scanned the contents. Her face shifted from fear to outrage. These terms are ridiculous. She slammed the papers down. No judge would ever. A judge might be very interested in how you use company time and resources to conduct your affair, Cole interrupted. Not to mention the creative billing to clients while you were otherwise occupied. You wouldn't dare expose that. It would destroy my career. Now you're getting it. Cole moved to the door. Oh, and Serena? Tell Graham I said hello. You'll both be hearing from the ethics board soon. Cole. Her voice cracked. Everything we built 23 years. You destroyed it. He turned back, his eyes cold. Every lie, every betrayal, every time you involved our daughter in your deception. You did this. Now you get to live with the consequences. He left her standing there, clutching the divorce papers like a lifeline. Her perfect composure shattered. Later that evening, Cole sat in his home office, reviewing the final preparations for the gala exposure. His phone buzzed with a text from Graham Slater himself. We need to talk. Man to man. This doesn't have to get ugly. Cole laughed darkly and typed back, It got ugly the moment you started sleeping with my wife. Another buzz, think about what you're doing. This won't just hurt Serena. Think about your daughter. Should have thought about that before you helped destroy my family. Graham, let's meet. Tomorrow. I can explain everything. Cole, nothing to explain. But stay tuned. Things are about to get very interesting. The doorbell rang. Cole checked his security camera feed. Ivy stood on the porch, hugging herself against the evening chill. She'd lost weight, her designer clothes hanging loose on her frame. He buzzed the intercom. Go home, Ivy. Dad, please. Her voice cracked. 5 minutes. That's all I'm asking. Why? So you can feed information back to your mother? No. I need to understand what you're planning. People are scared. Good, Dad. Against his better judgment, he buzzed her in. She appeared in his office doorway, eyes red from crying, looking younger than her 20 years. You look terrible, he observed. Everything's falling apart. She stepped into the office uninvited. Mom can't sleep. Graham's threatening to end things. The partners at the firm are asking questions about billing irregularities. Sounds like karma to me. Is that what this is about? Revenge? Cole stood slowly. No, Ivy. This is about consequences. Actions have them. It's time you both learned that. By destroying Mom's career, her reputation, she destroyed her own reputation the moment she started sleeping with Graham. You just helped hide it. She was unhappy. Ivy's voice rose. She felt trapped, ignored. Then she could have talked to me. Cole's fist slammed onto his desk. She could have asked for counseling, for changes, for a divorce. Instead, she chose to lie, to cheat, to manipulate our daughter into helping her deceive me. I didn't want to help her. Tears spilled down Ivy's cheeks. She said if I didn't, she'd leave. She said you'd never forgive her, that you'd destroy everything. And look what happened anyway. Cole's laugh was harsh. She manipulated you, just like she manipulated me. The difference is you chose to be her accomplice. The gala tomorrow night, Ivy said quietly. Mom's terrified you're planning something. She should be. Dad, please. Whatever it is, get out. Just listen. Get out. His roar made her jump. You lost the right to ask anything of me the moment you chose to help her betray me. She fled, slamming the front door behind her. Cole returned to his computer, pulling up the presentation he'd prepared for the gala. Photos, receipts, text messages, all meticulously organized. Everything needed to tear down the perfect lives Serena and Graham had built. His phone buzzed again. A text from Serena. The gala tomorrow. Please, think about what you're doing. He didn't respond. Let her worry. Let her spend the night wondering how her carefully constructed world was about to implode. The next evening, Cole stood before his bedroom mirror, adjusting his bow tie with practiced precision. The black tie event called for his best tuxedo, and he'd chosen well. Tom Ford, perfectly tailored, the kind of suit that whispered old money and power. His phone had been buzzing constantly. Ivy, Dad, I'm begging you. Don't do this. Serena, we can talk about this. Please don't destroy everything. Graham, be reasonable. Think about the consequences. He silenced the phone and slipped it into his pocket. The time for talk was long past. The Morrison Foundation Gala transformed the Grand Hyatt's ballroom into a glittering spectacle of wealth and influence. A string quartet played Mozart in the corner. Champagne flowed freely, and Seattle's legal elite mingled in their finest. The massive screens around the ballroom currently displayed the Foundation's logo and mission statement. Soon they would display something very different. Cole spotted Serena immediately. She wore a black Valentino gown that probably cost more than most people's cars, working the room with the practiced ease of a skilled lawyer. Her smile never wavered, but he caught the tension in her shoulders, the way her eyes kept darting to the entrance. Graham stood across the room, looking uncomfortable in his tuxedo, watching Serena with poorly concealed desire. Neither of them had spotted Cole yet. Cole! Sandra Chun, the firm's managing partner, approached with a warm smile. I didn't know you were coming. Serena didn't mention it. I'm full of surprises tonight, Cole replied smoothly. Actually, I was hoping to say a few words. I prepared something special for the occasion. Of course. We're doing speeches in about 20 minutes. I'll add you to the list. He watched Sandra walk away, then caught Serena's eye across the room. She froze, champagne glass halfway to her lips. He saw her quickly pull out her phone, probably texting Graham. Right on cue, Graham appeared at her elbow. They spoke in urgent whispers, shooting glances in Cole's direction. He saw Serena shake her head violently, grabbing Graham's arm as he started to walk toward Cole. Too late, he thought. Far too late. 20 minutes later, Sandra clinked her glass for attention. And now, we have a special presentation from Cole Maddox, husband of our own Serena Maddox. Cole took the podium, plugging his USB drive into the laptop connected to the ballroom's display system. He could see Serena and Graham trying to make their way toward him through the crowd, but the sea of people slowed their progress. Good evening, he began, his voice carrying clearly through the sound system. Many of you know me as Serena's husband. Others know me as a business owner, a colleague, a friend. Tonight, I'd like to share something about trust, integrity, and consequences. The first photo appeared on the screens. Serena and Graham entering the Four Seasons. The timestamp clear as day. You see, Cole continued as gasps filled the room. While my wife was billing clients for strategy meetings, she was actually engaged in a different kind of partnership. More photos appeared. Restaurant meetings, secret rendezvous, hotel visits, all meticulously documented. Cole, stop this. Serena had finally reached the podium, her face ashen. Please. But wait, he said, ignoring her presence. There's more. Financial records filled the screens. Credit card statements, hotel bills, all tied to his daughter's accounts. Not content with just betraying me, they enlisted my daughter to help hide their affair. Using my money, my trust, to fund their deception. You're making a mistake, Graham growled, grabbing Cole's arm. Cole shook him off without missing a beat. The ethics board has received copies of everything you're seeing, as have the relevant bar associations. I believe they'll find it particularly interesting how client billing hours were used to cover personal activities. The room had erupted into chaos. Sandra Chun was storming toward them, her face thunderous. Other partners were whispering furiously. pointing at the screens. "I've learned something valuable," Cole continued, his voice carrying over the commotion. "Trust, once broken, can never be repaired. And actions." He looked directly at Serena and Graham. "Have consequences." He stepped down from the podium, leaving the presentation running through its damning evidence. As he walked toward the exit, he heard Sandra's voice ring out. "Graham, Serena, my office, first thing tomorrow morning. And somebody get our PR team on the phone." Outside in the cool evening air, Cole loosened his bow tie. His phone was exploding with notifications, but he ignored them all. The trap had sprung perfectly. Now all that remained was to watch them deal with the fallout. A text from Richard came through. Ethics board received everything. Emergency meeting scheduled for Monday. Local news already picking up the story. Another from his PI. Social media is exploding. Videos from the gala going viral. Cole smiled as he got into his waiting car. The game wasn't over yet, but tonight's moves had been perfectly executed. Serena and Graham's careers were effectively over. Their reputations shattered. Their perfect lives destroyed. And he was just getting started. The morning sun streamed through Cole's home office windows, illuminating multiple screens displaying the destruction of his former family's lives. Local news websites competed for the most dramatic headlines. Prominent lawyer's affair exposed at charity gala. Ethics scandal rocks top Seattle law firm. Daughter helped mother hide affair of family destroyed. Law firm Paradise lost. Sex, lies, and billing fraud. His phone rang. Richard Chin's name flashed on the screen. "You've seen the coverage?" Richard asked without preamble. "Every word. It's spreading faster than we anticipated. Seattle Times is running it as their lead story. Legal blogs are having a field day. The firm's PR team has gone into complete meltdown." Cole switched screens, pulling up another news site. "Any statement from our happy couple?" Graham tried, mumbled something about personal matters and privacy before nearly running from reporters. "Serena's smarter. She's gone completely dark. How's the firm handling it?" Sandra Chin called an emergency partnership meeting for 9 a.m. "My source says Graham and Serena have been explicitly uninvited." Richard paused. "Want to hear something interesting?" "Always." Graham tried accessing the firm's client files at 3 a.m. System logs show him attempting to download contact lists, case files, billing records, everything he'd need to start over somewhere else. Cole's smile was cold. Planning his escape? Tried to. IT caught it, locked him out completely. He's finished in Seattle, Cole. No firm will touch him after this. The intercom buzzed. Security from the front gate. "Mr. Maddox, your wife, or Mrs. Maddox, is here with Mr. Slater. She's quite insistent." Cole checked the gate camera. Serena and Graham stood at the entrance, both looking like they'd aged years overnight. Serena's usual perfect appearance was notably disheveled, her designer outfit wrinkled. Graham's tie hung loose around his neck, his shirt partially untucked. "Richard, I'll call you back. The star-crossed lovers are here. Want me to listen in?" "No need. I can handle this performance." Cole buzzed security. "Send them up and record everything." He waited behind his desk, watching through the security feed as they made their way to his office. Their urgent whispers carried through the hallway. "Let me do the talking," Serena was saying. "He might still listen? After what he did last night?" Graham's voice was harsh. "He's destroyed everything. He's hurt. If I can just make him understand." "Make him understand what?" Cole's voice cut through their conversation as they reached his office door. "How you betrayed me. How you corrupted our daughter. Please enlighten me." They entered, Graham slightly behind Serena. Up close, the damage was even more evident. Serena's eyes were red-rimmed, her makeup unable to hide the dark circles beneath them. Graham's face was ashen, his usual confidence replaced by barely contained panic. "Cole," Serena stepped forward, hands raised in a placating gesture. "We need to talk about this rationally." "Rationally?" Cole's laugh was harsh. "Like how you rationally decided to sleep with your colleague, or how you rationally involved our daughter in your deception." "The firm is in chaos," Graham burst out. "Clients are calling, demanding explanations. The ethics board is the least of your problems." Cole turned his laptop screen toward them, showing the growing list of news coverage. "How does it feel, Graham? Watching your career implode in real time." You've made your point. Graham stepped forward, his face flushed. Now call off the dogs. Tell them it was a misunderstanding. A misunderstanding? Cole stood slowly. Was it a misunderstanding when you took my wife to the Four Seasons? When you charged romantic dinners to client accounts? When you helped manipulate my daughter into covering your tracks? I never wanted Ivy involved. Graham shot a glare at Serena. That was her idea, not mine. Graham's. Serena's voice cracked with betrayal. What? It's true. You're the one who insisted she help. Said it would be easier if she managed the arrangements. Throwing each other under the bus already? Cole's smile was predatory. That didn't take long. Cole, please. Serena moved closer to his desk. Whatever you want, money, property, anything, just stop this. The ethics board is reviewing our licenses. Our careers are over. Cole's voice was flat. Just like our marriage. Just like Graham's partnership. Just like everything you built on lies. Graham surged forward, his face contorted. Listen, you self-righteous bastard. Cole's hand shot out, grabbing Graham's tie and yanking him forward across the desk. No, you listen, he hissed, their faces inches apart. You took my wife. You helped destroy my family. You corrupted my daughter. Now you get to watch everything you built burn to the ground. He released Graham with a shove, sending him stumbling backward. Cole, Serena's voice trembled. Think about Ivy. Her scholarship review is scheduled for tomorrow. Yes, I know. I made sure they had copies of everything. All the evidence of how she helped hide your affair. Every lie, every manipulation, every betrayal. She's your daughter. She was my daughter, Cole corrected coldly. Now she's just another conspirator in your betrayal. His phone buzzed. A text from Richard. Ethics board convening now. Evidence being presented. You should both go, Cole said, turning back to his computer. I believe the ethics board is waiting. Oh, and Graham? Don't bother trying to access any more firm files. IT has locked you out completely. Graham's face went pale. How did you? I know everything. Cole's smile was cold. Every desperate attempt to salvage your career. Every call to other firms. Every rejected application. Face it, Graham. You're finished in Seattle. You can't do this. Graham's voice cracked. My reputation is exactly what it should be. A man who sleeps with his colleagues' wives. Who helps manipulate their children. Who betrays every professional and personal trust placed in him. Cole stood. Now get out. Both of you. Cole. Serena tried one last time, please. Out. They fled, Graham practically running. Serena's heels clicking rapidly on the hardwood floor. Through a security feed, Cole watched them argue in the driveway before leaving in separate cars. His phone lit up with a series of notifications. From Richard, ethics board reviewing billing records. They're particularly interested in those client meetings that coincided with hotel stays. From his PI, Graham tried booking a flight to Los Angeles. Credit cards all declined. From local news, request for comment on law firm's scandal and family involvement. Cole was reviewing the mounting coverage when his intercom buzzed again. Security. Mr. Maddox, your daughter's here. Alone this time. Through the camera feed, he saw Ivy standing at the gate. She'd clearly been crying, her expensive mascara leaving dark tracks down her cheeks. The designer clothes she'd bought with his money hung loose on her frame, as if she'd lost weight in just these few days. Send her away. Sir, the guard hesitated. She says she has documents from the university. Something about her scholarship. Cole paused, then pressed the intercom. Send her up. He watched through the security feed as Ivy walked the long driveway to the house. Her shoulders were hunched, her usual confident stride replaced by uncertain steps. When she reached his office, she knocked softly, a far cry from her usual breezy entrances. Come in. She entered, clutching a manila envelope. They suspended my scholarship, she said without preamble, her voice rough from crying. The ethics committee wants a formal hearing next week. And her voice cracked. Dad, I can't afford tuition without the scholarship. I'll have to leave school. Sounds like a consequence of your choices. My choices? She stepped forward, anger briefly overriding her fear. Mom manipulated me. She said if I didn't help, she'd leave, and it would be my fault the family fell apart. So you chose to help her destroy it instead. I was trying to keep everyone together. By lying to me, Cole stood, his height forcing her to step back. By using my money to fund their affair? By covering their tracks while they made a fool of me? I didn't know what else to do. Tears spilled down her cheeks. She's my mother, and I'm your father. His voice was ice. The father who worked 60-hour weeks to provide for you, who paid for every advantage, every opportunity, every luxury you enjoyed. And how did you repay that devotion? By helping your mother betray me. Please, she whispered, I'll lose everything. My education, my future. Like I lost my family, my trust, my marriage. Dad, no. He cut her off. You made your choice, Ivy. You chose loyalty to a liar over loyalty to the truth. Now you get to live with that decision. What am I supposed to do? Her voice was small, broken. Whatever you want, but you'll do it without my help, without my money, without my support. I have nothing left, she sobbed. My friends won't talk to me. Social media is destroying me. I can't even pay my rent. Then I suggest you start looking for a job. He turned back to his computer. One that doesn't involve helping people cheat and lie. Daddy, please, get out. She stood there crying for a moment longer before fleeing the office. Through his security feed, he watched her run down the driveway, nearly colliding with Serena, who was returning. Mr. Maddox, security called through the intercom. Mrs. Maddox is back. She's demanding to speak with you about Miss Ivy. Send her up. One last time. Serena stormed into his office moments later, fury replacing her earlier desperation. Are you happy now? Our daughter is breaking apart. Our daughter? Cole's laugh was cold. You lost the right to call her that when you turned her into your accomplice. She just told me about the scholarship committee. They're going to expel her. Actions have consequences, Serena. Isn't that what you always told her? This is cruel. Even for you. Cruel? He stood slowly. Like having our daughter make hotel reservations for your affair? Like teaching her to lie to my face? Like destroying her moral compass to cover your betrayal? I made mistakes. No. His voice cut through her excuses. A mistake is forgetting an anniversary. A mistake is burning dinner. What you did was calculated betrayal. You deliberately corrupted our daughter, turned her against me, used her to hide your affair. And this is your revenge? Destroying her future. She destroyed her own future. Every time she lied for you. Every time she helped hide your affair. Every time she chose loyalty to a cheater over loyalty to the truth. His phone buzzed. Another text from Richard. Ethics board decision in. Both licenses suspended pending full investigation. Recommendation for permanent disbarment to follow. Congratulations. Cole smiled coldly, showing her the message. You just made legal history. Fastest partnership destruction in the firm's records. Serena sank into a chair, her legs giving out. Everything I worked for, 20 years of building my career, all gone. Just like our marriage. Just like Graham's partnership. Just like Ivy's scholarship. He leaned forward. How does it feel, Serena? Watching your perfect world crumble. What do you want from us? Her voice was hollow. Nothing. I want nothing from either of you. Not your excuses. Not your tears. Not your manipulation. You made your choices. All of you. Now you get to live with the consequences. His computer chimed with email notifications. From the university board. Scholarship terminated effective immediately. Ethics hearing scheduled. From local news. Law firm announces partner terminations amid scandal. From Richard. Divorce papers processed. All assets secured. Get out, Serena. Go comfort our daughter. Explain to her how mommy's choices destroyed both your futures. She stood on shaky legs. You'll never forgive us, will you? Never. The word was final, absolute. Now, get out of my house. And don't come back. After she left, Cole stood at his window, watching the city lights emerge as dusk fell. His phone continuously updated with news of their downfall. Top law firm partners dismissed amid ethics scandal. University revokes scholarship in wake of family fraud. Legal community reacts to unprecedented partnership collapse. Their perfect world had crumbled completely. Serena and Graham's careers were in ruins, their professional reputations destroyed. Their social standing had evaporated overnight. Ivy's academic future was shattered. Her role in the deception now public record. His phone lit up one final time. A group text from both Serena and Ivy. We know we can never undo what we did, but we want you to know how sorry we are. For everything. Cole deleted the message without responding. Forgiveness wasn't in his vocabulary anymore. They had played their game, thinking him blind and weak. They had betrayed his trust, manipulated his love, used his own daughter against him. Now they understood the true cost of deception. Every shattered dream, every ruined relationship, every destroyed career, all of it payment for their betrayal. And Cole? Cole felt nothing but satisfaction. They had tried to destroy his world through betrayal and lies. Instead, he had destroyed theirs through truth and justice. He turned off his phone, poured himself a scotch, and watched the city lights twinkle in the growing darkness. The game was over. He had won, and he didn't regret a single moment of it.